Hello everyone.
Hello, hello.
I'm Toni.
And I'm Tali.
And we are
the Lazy Book Lovers.
This is a podcast for book lovers who procrastinate about reading and have never-ending to-be-read piles. Today's episode is a recommendation list for Asian Heritage Month. Asian, and there's a full title for that, isn't it?
Asian American and Pacific Islanders.
Yeah, that's the full
Heritage
title.
Month, yeah.
Obviously, read diversely all year round, but because the month is coming up, we're doing a little rec list for it.
Yeah, so that's what it is in May in America. It is a US, the AAPI, and I think around the rest of the world it's just Asian Heritage Month. But regardless, does this episode come out in May?
Yes, I think that's because I've tried to keep us organised because we kept accidentally doing the months after the month had happened.
Yeah.
So I think I was trying to get ahead of it with our planner. Obviously, I missed the mark with trans readathon.
Yeah, that was fine.
Bear with me.
So
yes, it will. It'll come out on the 2nd of May.
Oh, lovely.
If we stay on track.
So it's not too late to join up with Read with Cindy's Asian readathon that she runs every May. And there's usually, I haven't actually looked at what the prompts or anything this year, but there's usually 4 or 5 prompts. So I'm sure one or more of these could cover a prompt or so. Toni said it was a recommendations list. It's not. It's a suggestions list because these are all books I haven't read. So I don't recommend them because I haven't read them. But they're books I want to read.
Yeah. I've even got us organised. We should actually do Pride Month during Pride Month this time.
Oh my gosh, look at us.
3rd year. We'll get it right eventually.
It's because we actually planned in advance a little bit this year, didn't we?
We have like a proper planner.
Yeah. We've actually used it longer than like 2 weeks, like all the other planners we tried.
And no, in the nicest way possible, only because I am making us use it.
Yeah.
I have kept editing it. You lose interest in planners once the shiny colour coding's done.
Yeah, but I did add some tabs that I needed.
Yeah. It's a whole... It started out as a planner spreadsheet and it's become a whole thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
you guys need to know
you don't care about the behind the scenes of planning. So here are 12 books that I want to read that should potentially cover the prompts in May. If not, just maybe you like the sound of it and you want to read it, because we should read diversely all year round. Otherwise you'll have quite a narrow world view and it'd be a bit depressing, really. Yeah. Okay, so the first one, I think you've read from this author.
Okay.
Hang on, double check. Rin Shapiro, is that the Bone Witch author?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love the Bone Witch.
Yeah, I really need to get around to that. This is called Silver Under Nightfall, and it's the first in the Reaper series. And if I remember right, I think it's vampire-y, so that's why I want to read it.
Yeah.
Hang on, because I've just accidentally come out of that tag, because I'm a fool.
I like that vampires are making a comeback.
Yeah.
It took us 10 years post-Twilight, but we've done it.
Yeah, and I like the version of the vampires that are coming back as well. And the second one in this series comes out this year. I'm not sure when, but some point this year.
Oh, these on Audible. The Bone Witch audios are great.
The Bone Witch audios are all included in the Audible Plus library as well, aren't they? So if you are an Audible subscriber, if you haven't taken advantage of the Plus library yet, you're missing out. You can do as many of them as you want and they don't count as credits.
Yep.
You just have to have
pretty good stuff there, but you do have to hunt a bit.
Yeah, you just have to have an active Audible subscription. So they used to have like the Red Rising in it, didn't they? And things like that. It's not anymore,
they've got book 1, I think.
Book 1
in there for free, and that other series I've been listening to, the LG Estrella one, book 1 and 2 are free. So they do sort of probably put the start of series is on there.
To try and catch you
but it's a good way to know if you want to continue a series if you haven't spent money on the first one, to be honest.
And another option is to go to Everand. My link will be in the
It's in our card, which is in our description.
And that gets you 2 months for free. So it could be worth giving it a try. I can't tell you which ones of these are on Everand because it is location based.
Yeah.
But worth checking out. Okay, so Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Shapiro. By Rin... Oh my God, that's that Ben Shapiro guy, isn't it? Silver Under Nightfall by Rin ChupecoA.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how they say it on the audio. Because I think I've listened to this so much. I don't remember how they say the author's name.
I don't think I've ever heard it said out loud, actually. Remy Pendergast is many things. The only son of the Duke of Vellenbon, though his father may wish otherwise. An elite bounty hunter of rogue vampires. Ooh. And an outcast among his fellow reapers. His mother was the subject of gossip even before she eloped with a vampire, giving rise to the rumours that Remy is half vampire himself. Though the kingdom of Valuria barely tolerates him, Remy's father has been shaping him into a weapon to fight for the kingdom at any cost. When a terrifying new breed of vampire is spotted outside the city, Remy prepares to investigate alone. But then he encounters the shockingly warm-hearted vampire heiress Xiran Song and her infuriatingly arrogant fiancé, vampire lord Zidan Malak, who may hold the key to defeating the creatures, though he knows associating with them won't do his reputation any favours.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my list. I would like to read it. It's quite gory, I think, which I enjoy.
Yep, you love a bit of gore.
So, yeah.
More gross body fluids, the better.
I've seen very polarising reviews. I've seen people that have loved it, people that have hated it. One way to find out what I will think is to read it.
There's a lot of that going on at the moment.
What, loving it, hating it?
Yeah, very there's no sort of middle ground books or where people are like, this is just a book. I don't see many reviews being like, this wasn't bad, this wasn't good, this was just a book.
Yeah, I wonder if it's hard to do a review like that because you don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always do a blanket FYI, and I forgot to do it this time. I can't pronounce names of any culture, so yeah. Apologies if I mispronounce anything. I didn't check the pronunciation of anything beforehand.
Yeah, when we've got the time, we try and do the research for name pronunciations, but we both work full time, and you've got a whole family to take care of.
I also have a terrible memory, so unless I literally listen to it, I would forget.
So apologies in advance. Please Google yourselves, and you can find the lists of what we are talking about in the description, and usually on our Instagram. So, yeah.
Next on my list is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin, and this is the first book in the Book of Tea series.
Show me the cover.
This one.
No, I haven't seen that, but it felt familiar.
You may have heard of this one because this was one of the books that, what's her name, review bombed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can't remember her name now. I'm so
the review bomb scandal.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed about that because that book looks so good. Oh well. So this is the first in a duology, and it says it's sure to enchant fans of Adrian Young.
Adrian Young.
Adrian? How do you spell Adrian?
I don't know, there's two different spellings though.
Oh, maybe that I've never seen it spelled like that, but maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think it's Adrian.
Oh, okay, Adrian Young. And Lee Bardugo. I used to look at my hands with pride. Now all I can think is these are the hands that buried my mother. For Ning, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it's her own fault. She was the one that unknowingly brewed the poison tea that killed her. Oh no. The poison tea that now threatens to also take her sister, Shu.
The poison for Cusco.
Cusco's poison.
Sorry.
I love that film.
Someone on TikTok's made a bottle that says that, and I want it so badly, but it's like $40.
Well, it's got all that written on it.
Yeah, it has the llama that's on the outside of the bottle that he gets given.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sorry, carry on.
It's poison.
And it's purple, like the bottle is in the series.
When my son watched that the first time, he got annoyed with me because I was just doing the whole film. I know the whole film off by heart. And he was like, why do you know this all? And I was like, because I used to watch it so many times.
I never watched it till I went to uni, you know. My housemates told me about it because they were quoting it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? And then they were like, you haven't seen Emperor's New Groove? And I was like, no, I haven't. So we watched it. And I was like, well, this is going to...
My whole personality. I had it on a VHS.
Really?
It was a double VHS with, for some reason, the first South Park film.
That's a really weird combination.
Don't know why they were put together. I think someone was like, oh, they're both cartoons. But yeah, and so I remember there was one summer holidays. I literally watched Emperor's New Groove every day. Every day.
It's like Princess of the Frog. I never watched that back in the day.
I've still not ever seen that.
Oh, watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Is that the Disney one? Yeah, I've been meaning
Tiana.
to... Yeah, that's on my... I want to do... I asked my son if he would do it with me. I want to watch all the Disney films in chronological order, and he said he would do it with me, so... I will watch it eventually.
At the pace of the attention span of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so rather than, like, if I was doing it myself, I'd watch, like, 3 in a day. It would be, like, 1 a weekend or something.
Probably better for you.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah, then I can watch other things, like 5-hour YouTube video essays. Right.
Carry on. Sorry, that was a total tangent, but I got so distracted.
Cusco's poison. Every time my mum makes, she makes salmon puffs, but she'll be like, my spinach puffs. When Ning, and when I'm always like, put that box in another box. Sorry. I don't know if this will be cut out to make it flow better, I don't.
Fuck it.
When Ning hears of a competition to find the kingdom's greatest Shinong Shi master of the ancient and magical art of tea making, she travels to the imperial city to compete. The winner will receive a favour from the princess, which may be Ning's only chance to save her sister's life. But between the backstabbing competitors, bloody court politics, and a mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret, Ning might actually be in more danger. So this is a Chinese-inspired setting as well. Next on my list, I just remembered I really intended on looking up how to pronounce this author's name. How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. So this is a dystopian sci-fi book, just to mix it up a little bit. This was also a debut for the author as well.
Okay.
So, in 2030, a grieving archaeologist arrives in the Arctic Circle to continue the work of his recently deceased daughter at the PatelBlack crater, where researchers are studying long-buried secrets now revealed in melting permafrost, including the perfectly preserved remains of a girl who appears to have died of an ancient virus. Once unleashed, the Arctic plague will reshape life on Earth for generations to come, quickly traversing the globe, forcing humanity forcing humanity to devise a myriad of moving and inventive ways to embrace possibility in the face of tragedy. In a theme park designed for terminally ill children...
Fucking hell.
Sorry. I pitch... No, it doesn't matter.
This is not where I saw this going.
No.
But saw this going, but alright.
A cynical employee falls in love with a mother desperate to hold on to her infected son. A heartbroken scientist searching for a cure finds a second chance at fatherhood when one of his test subjects, a pig, develops the capacity for human speech.
Second chance at fatherhood. What is this book?
A widowed painter and her teenaged granddaughter embark on a cosmic quest to locate a new family home. So yeah, this has only had great reviews.
That's a lot to pack in.
Yeah, it's a dystopian literary sci-fi, and it says it's emotional and reflective and sad. Well, so I mean, right up my alley, basically.
Yeah, it's going to have Panny D vibes. Slash...
It came out in 2022, so...
Yeah, and also it's going to be like, you know, when they find things in the Arctic ice and people are like, don't! Leave it!
Just leave.
Leave it.
Leave.
They found an ancient virus. We don't need to
look at that.
Oh my, there is a video on TikTok I need to show you because it makes me laugh so much. Like, I've gone back to it when I'm having bad days.
Oh, really?
Right. So it's this TikTok is a Stitch. So there's this TikToker who's like, oh, I was in the mountains and I found this little statue. I'm not sure what like god this is for, and the Stitch is put it back. You don't know what it means. You don't know what it represents. Put it back.
Like, why people be messing around with this stuff? Look, I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in religion, but put it down.
I need to show you it.
I don't want to be proven wrong.
I need to show you it once we're done recording.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny, like the comedic timing of how she says it.
I really like that video where that girl's like, call me crazy, but I've never bought store-bought pesto, and then people are like, crazy story, and then they go into something actually like...
But like, do you know that's a famous chef's daughter?
No.
That's like Gordon Ramsay's daughter, or one of them. That's his daughter.
What, that does the call me crazy?
Yeah. I never liked... And then... Then she did a reply to this. She's like, with thousands of people reply to your sweet little store-bought pesto video with their trauma, and you're just like,
the fuck.
And then she's like, hey, I also don't like store-bought this. And then just gave another recipe video, and I was like, that is a way to handle becoming a trend accidentally.
I really appreciate how millennials just have no filters for trauma dumping.
Yeah.
It's not kind on everyone around you, but because we all do it, it's kind of okay.
You see, I've been getting a lot... Sorry, tangent. I've been getting the one where it's like, do you have a trauma story, but that's funny? And I mean actually funny, though. And then the stories people share for them are, they are genuinely, like, because I've got quite dark humour. They are quite funny.
Yeah, oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
right.
Anyway.
The next one is Six Crimson Cranes.
Oh, this one I have heard of.
Yeah, the first in the Six Crimson Cranes series by Elizabeth Lim. So, Shiriama, potentially incredibly wrong. The only princess of Kayata has a secret. Forbidden magic runs through her veins.
Oh, yeah.
Normally she conceals it well, but on the morning of her betrothal ceremony, Shiori loses control. At first, her mistake seems like a stroke of luck, forestalling the wedding she never wanted, but it also catches the attention of Rikama, her stepmother. Wait, is this like a retelling of something?
Yeah.
A sorceress in her own right, Rikama banishes the young princess, turning her brothers into cranes. She warns Shiori that she must speak of it to no one, for with every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. How many brothers does she have?
6, clearly.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I was like, I didn't remember reading 6, but yeah, it's in the title, so yeah, you're right. Penniless, voiceless and alone, Shiori searches for her brothers and uncovers a dark conspiracy to seize the throne. Only Shiori can set the kingdom to rights, but to do so she must place her trust in a paper bird, a mercurial dragon, and the very boy she fought so hard not to marry. And she must embrace the magic she's been taught all her life to forswear, no matter what the cost.
Dun, dun.
Oh God, I don't know why I was struggling with that one. But that's another one that's had really good reviews.
I saw a ton of them get sold on Vinted. Not long after they came out. They came out, and then within about 2-3 weeks, a shit ton of them were listed on Vinted.
The Fairy Loot ones, or just standard edition?
I can't remember. Because I remember being like, I never know if that's a book is good or not. Like when people immediately sell it after reading it.
Good point.
Are they selling it because it's popular and therefore they want to make some cash?
Yeah.
Or they're selling it because they're like, I read this, I don't want to keep it.
Yeah, you can never tell, can you?
Yeah.
Right, next is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. This is a queer literary... I guess it's kind of in prose, because Ocean Vuong is a poet.
Okay.
And this is their, I think, first novel. I've got this. I did actually start reading it, and then I thought it might be better as an audio, so I put it down to come back to it to do a tandem read. So I do need to do that, actually. So this is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. Written when the speaker, little dog, is in his late 20s. The letter unearths a family's history that began before he was born. It tells of Vietnam, of the lasting impact of war, and of his family's struggle to forge a new future. And it serves as a doorway into parts of little dog's life his mother had never known. Episodes of bewilderment, fear and passion. All the while moving closer to an unforgettable revelation. The small bit I did read, if I remember correctly, I think Ocean Vuong is a trans man, and at the beginning of it, they talk about how their mum still refers to him as she or something like that. So it's very like heartfelt, but Ocean Vuong's mum doesn't speak English, so they're basically getting all this off their chest that they want to say to their mum, knowing that their mum will never read it.
Okay.
And who hasn't wanted to do that at some point?
Interesting.
It's supposed to be very emotional.
Okay.
Very beautiful, with gorgeous prose.
Also, that's another part of history we don't learn a lot about, is Vietnam War.
Yeah.
That's not really taught here.
No.
At least everything I learned when I was there, I was like, how did I not know this?
I feel like I wasn't taught anything at school. I can tell you about the Tudors. That was my specialist interest. Was it yours as well? Is it because you're a little bit bi?
Yeah, you said this to me a few episodes ago. You don't remember. But you definitely already accused me of having a bi-canon event in that I liked the Tudors.
Just spitting facts, you know.
My boyfriend keeps asking me, he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, dude, apparently I just have the aesthetic.
Alright, next. Last week we spoke about this author's upcoming book. Kaikeyi. I said it fine earlier, didn't I?
Go on, I believe in you.
Kaikeyi.
Show me.
I don't know why I'm struggling. I literally read it with no issues earlier.
Yeah, you literally said this just like turn your head away and turn back and say it really quickly.
Kaikeyi. Yeah!
Yeah!
I was overthinking it. By Vaishnavi Patel. I was born on a full moon under an auspicious constellation, the holiest of positions. Much good it did me. So begins Kaikeyi's story. The only daughter of the kingdom of...
Wait, did you start to say paella then? What were you
I don't know. Not paella, that's not a word I generally throw out there.
Yeah, but you feel like pay.
Pay.
No, that's definitely a K.
Yeah. Look, I do you know what? My neurodivergency is coming out in really weird ways. It seems to have suddenly come on, and it's coming on strong. Like, I really struggle with words as well now. Sometimes I just lose the words.
Well, they do talk about this on TikTok of like when you kind of come to terms with whether you have an official diagnosis or not, when you kind of realise like, okay, I am this. This explains a lot of what I've experienced throughout my life. A lot of people, when they're trying to undo the probably not always healthy coping mechanisms you've learned to move through this world as a neurodivergent person, undiagnosed, when you're trying to undo that, a lot of people experience skill regressions.
Well, that's what I'm going through, because...
A lot of people experience...
4 years ago, I had no issues with any of this stuff that I'm now struggling with.
Yeah, a lot of people experience skill regressions. You come back up...
and I'm talking, and I just forget a word, and I have to describe what it is for someone to tell me the word. I have to do it with my son. I'm like, I can't think of the word. It's the thing with the thing.
I mean, you know I do that all the time.
But I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm angry with myself.
But it's a thing. People
the thing with the thing, yeah.
It's the thing with the thing. It's the thing with the Nora spicy. You experience a skill regression.
Yeah, and I don't usually,
because you have to relearn how to do all these things in a way that is kinder to the way your brain actually works.
So is it kind of as well a little bit of like, once you start questioning it, you stop masking that you didn't realise you were doing kind of thing?
Yeah. Because you're relearning how to do a lot of things. What, like, maybe the part of you that was able to make sure you memorise and pronounce names and play things properly was out of, like, a fear of being embarrassed, a fear of being judged. Like, what place did that come from? What was the driver behind the reason you used to get it right?
I'm not going to trauma dump.
No.
Yeah.
But, so
I see.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, like, I have always struggled to clean my space, and that's something that's a great source of shame for me, and I had to spend a bit of time relearning how to do it in a way that worked for my brain, not the way people tell me to clean.
So the cleaning in my house, everyone in my house has a problem. I don't think I think I'm the only one that doesn't struggle with this, but I'm the one that seems to have the blowback of it the most. So my partner and my children seem to just leave stuff on the floor everywhere. There's always stuff on the floor.
Once it's on the floor, it's invisible.
Yeah. And they can just move through the space stepping over it.
Yeah.
And me and my clumsy ass, I can't. I literally, the bruises
You're always
starting
covered
to
in
go.
bruises, yeah.
Literally, the other day, I walked into my bedroom, tripped over something, fell into the bed, and then I knocked down these boxes that were like next to the bed that I was trying to sort out, and all of it fell on top of me, and I was so incredibly hurt from it.
See, I have both. I leave things places, and also I'm incredibly clumsy.
I'm so clumsy, and when I'm due on, it gets even worse. That was like my your period's about to happen cue. I haven't had my period since I was pregnant with my daughter, so I haven't had a period for like 2.5 years now. But I get a monthly really, really clumsy period still, when my hormones
We're
are
still
starting
having a
to balance.
cycle that's just starting to come back.
Yeah, my hormones are starting to get there, and I'm starting to get all of those preambles of the period. Yeah, so now especially I'm struggling with stuff in my house because I'm falling over everything. I'm knocking over things. I'm opening the fridge and shit is falling on me. I can't.
One of my new colleagues is finding my clumsiness just fucking hilarious. Like, because I just straight walked into a door.
Yeah.
And he saw it. He faces the door that I walked into, and he just pissed himself. He's like, "I'm so sorry," but he was like, "How did you do that?" He was like, "There was so much space. There's no reason for you to have done that." And I was like, "Excellent fucking question, isn't it?"
Great question, Tom. Great question. Oh my god. And okay, so I haven't spoken about this on the podcast because it's not really relevant to anything. But I've been going out to knock on people's doors to talk about a certain topic. Yeah. I have slipped over every single time. Every night we've been out, I've fallen over in someone's drive. And I hate to think how many Ring doorbells have a recording of me falling over in the drive now. And when I went out this week, the person hadn't even closed their door when I fell over and just literally sprawled across their whole garden. And they're like, "Oh my god, are you alright?" And I was like, "Yeah." Vote for me. But yeah.
So when you go, it's those falls where you go down like a sack of potatoes, and there is no way to star that out. And you are hurt and you're in shock, and it's like, oh no, I just have to, I'm gonna have to lie here and just accept my fate.
I was just like, okay, and it was windy, and my papers that I was holding were blowing around the garden, so I had to collect them all, and I was like,
god, that's just so embarrassing, isn't it?
And then when she eventually closed the door, and I went off to do some more houses, and when I walked back past it, I had to look, and she had a ring, and I was like, oh, I bet she's got that on recording now. Anyway, so...
tangent over.
So begins.
Wait, what book was this? Because we have talked for a while.
Okay.
Oh no!
I'm coming back to this one. I need a moment.
Right.
Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. This is one I've got on my shelves. It's a Malaysian set contemporary fantasy.
Ooh.
When Jessamine To starts hearing a voice in her head, she chalks it up to stress. Been there, babe. Closeted, broke and jobless. Been there, babe. She's moving back to Malaysia with her parents, a country she last saw when she was a toddler. Yeah, I've not been there. She soon learns that a new voice isn't even hers, it's the ghost of her estranged grandmother. In life, Arma was a spirit medium, avatar of a mysterious deity called the Blackwater Sister. Now she's determined to settle a score against a business magnate who has offended the god, and she's decided Jess is going to help her do it, whether Jess wants to or not. Drawn into a world of gods, ghosts and family secrets, Jess finds that making deals with the capricious spirits is a dangerous business, but dealing with her grandmother is just as complicated.
Interesting.
It's queer, that book as well. Right, here's one that I am disgusted with myself that I haven't read it yet. I've mentioned it so many bloody times in this podcast. I just need to frickin' read it. Iron Widow.
Oh yeah.
The first in the Iron Widow series. I think it's a trilogy.
I keep meaning to read that one too.
Xiran J. Chow. We should read it together. We'll never do it.
I have tried to buddy read with you, and those 3 buddy reads are still sitting in Storygraph.
That's why I'm saying we'll never do it.
Yeah, lonely.
So this is a blend of Chinese history and mecha sci-fi for YA readers. And this has a poly romance.
Ooh.
Right. The boys of Huaxa dream of pairing up with girls to pilot chrysalises.
Yes, I do know this buddy book. Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah. Every time we talk about this, I go...
It came out in 2021 and I literally think we've been talking about it since then. Giant transforming robots that can battle the mecha aliens that lurk behind the Great Wall. And I follow the author on everything.
Yeah, me too. I follow her on TikTok.
I literally hate myself right now. It doesn't matter that the girls often die from the mental strain. When 18-year-old Zitane offers herself up as a concubine pilot, it's to assassinate the ace male pilot responsible for her sister's death. But she gets her vengeance in a way nobody expected. She kills him through the psychic link between pilots and emerges from the cockpit unscathed. She is labelled an Iron Widow, a much feared and much silenced kind of female pilot who can sacrifice boys to power up chrysalises instead. Queen. 5 stars across the board when I look at the reviews. So
what I have seen of this book is always good.
Yeah, I just need to shut up and
fucking
do it.
read it.
Yeah. Next, If You Could See the Sun by Anne Lang or Ling. Do you like that cover? Have you seen it? It's a very pretty cover.
I haven't seen that cover, but I do like it.
Yeah.
It sounded vaguely familiar.
In this genre-bending YA debut, a Chinese-American girl monetizes her strange new invisibility powers by discovering and selling her wealthy classmates' most scandalous secrets.
So it's like Gossip Girl, but with invisibility.
XOXO. You can't see me. Alice Sun has always felt invisible at her elite Beijing International Boarding School. Do you know what this makes me think of? Because I'm rewatching it at the moment. What We Do in the Shadows when Nadia turns that girl into a vampire.
Yeah.
She finds out she's got invisibility powers.
Yeah, the awkward nerdy girl becomes
it's a shame she doesn't come back.
I know.
It'd be nice to have her pop in again. Where she's the only scholarship student among China's most rich and influential teens. But then she starts uncontrollably turning invisible, actually invisible. When her parents drop the news that they can no longer afford her tuition, even with the scholarship, Alice hatches a plan to monetize her strange new power. She'll discover the scandalous secrets her classmates want to know for a price. But as the tasks escalate from petty scandals to actual crimes, Alice must decide if it's worth losing her conscience or even her life.
Sounds quite good.
Next is by an author who I've read a lot of their books, and I literally not that long ago finished one of their books as well. So it's the author Adiba JaigirdarThe, and this is the author of, do you remember me talking about the Henna Wars? About the two schoolgirls who start little henna businesses.
Yeah.
So she always writes about sapphic romances, and they're always Irish, Bangladeshi Irish. Bangladeshi Irish, because that's what the author is.
Yeah.
So I recently read The Do's and Donuts of Love by this author, which was
Already now
fabulous.
know by the name. That's going to be a good one.
So good. But the other one I want to read is Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating, and this is the first in their series.
Right.
So this is a queer romance, and it's about first love and identity. So when Humira, Hani Khan, comes out to her friends as bisexual, they immediately doubt her. Apparently she can't be bi if she's only dated guys. Cornered into proving her sexuality, she tells them that she's dating someone. Ishu Day, the straight A student who seems more concerned with studying than relationships. When Hani approaches her about fake dating, she agrees on one condition: that Hani helps her become more popular so that she can win the school's head girl election. It's a perfect plan to help them achieve their goals until Hani's friends become jealous that she's spending more time with Ishu. They'll do everything they can to drive a wedge between them and ruin Ishu's chances of becoming head girl. Oh, that's mean.
Oh, mean.
So, yeah, I really want to read that. It sounds fun. I've enjoyed the author's other books that I've read. The Do's and Donuts of Love. Oh, my God. I'll talk about it in a reading update if I can remember. No, I'll tell you about it now because I might forget.
Okay.
Not forget what it's about, but by that point we'll have read so many books.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having a bit of a gap between our reading updates this time. Just worked out that way.
So it follows, let me get her name, follows a young girl who is Bangladeshi Irish. She is called, let me double check what her name is, Xiran, that's it.
Yeah.
Xiran, and she applies for and gets a place on the first ever junior Irish baking show. So it's like Great British Bake Off, but for Irish teens. And she's on there. And she is a plus size girl, and she has, her parents own a donut shop, and she helps come up with new donut recipes, and she has a food blog as well.
Yeah.
And she is also gay, and she applies for this show, and at the beginning of the book you find out that she's going through a breakup, and when she gets on the show she gets accepted, and then one of the other contestants is her ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And they get paired up in the first round, and it's it was
that
a
sounds
really,
really
good book. It was so fun. It was so, there was a couple of points where I was actually like, oh, and it's a YA, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was really fun. Oh, it made me really hungry though, talking about all the food.
Yeah.
And it made me think, do they have a junior Great British Bake Off? And if not, why not? Because I would like to watch that.
I don't think they do, you know.
No.
That'd be good though.
It would be really good. And her ex-girlfriend Chris is Vietnamese and Irish Vietnamese, and they are the only people in the competition that are not Irish. And there's like a big thing about the abuse they start getting on Twitter and stuff.
It's very much based on what really happened to actual Great British Bake Off
Yeah.
winners.
So the racism they get, and then she gets a load of like fat phobic stuff. And one of the judges is a Bangladeshi, I don't think she's a baker, she's just like a general chef. And she's Shireen's like idol. And she kind of takes them under her wings a bit and is like, look, I live in this, like,
yeah,
you know, I'm in this industry. I know I know what you're going through. So she kind of helps them a little bit. But yeah. And
yeah.
I forgot about this part. So Chris's parents, her ex-girlfriend, own a donut shop, and they're opposite, and the families hate each other. So they were dating in secret as well.
Oh, we got a few good tropes going on
so
then.
she couldn't even tell her parents that she was heartbroken over a breakup because she wasn't even supposed to hang out with her, let alone date her. I love it. Yeah, it just hits so many tropes and it's so good.
Kind of reminds me of that, like, you know, that faux love story, that one.
That is a really fun
book.
Yeah,
Restaurants. Yeah.
That is a really fun book. I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I've got that that's on Everand.
Yeah, that's where I listen to it.
I've got it on my list.
Yeah. All right, next, The Stardust Thief. It's the first in a Sansi trilogy by Chelsea Abdullah.
Show me the cover.
You will definitely recognise it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, inspired by stories from 1001 Nights, the Stardust Thief
Stardust
weaves the gripping tale of a legendary smuggler, a cowardly prince, and a dangerous quest across the desert to find a legendary magical lamp. Neither here nor there, but long ago. That's all I'm going to read. I don't want to do any spoilers. Okay. So, yeah, I have had this on my peripheral for a while, and again, I should just read it. At this point,
this is what every rec list we're like, I've been meaning to read that.
Yeah, maybe in May I might just try and work my way through some of this list. We'll see. Let's not be ridiculous.
We might suddenly get gripped by a hyper-focus somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, at the minute, I think I'm just going to be going through Zodiac
Academy's gripping me, yeah.
Which is... but maybe I could go through a lot of these as audio, because Zodiac Academy... They do have audio, don't they? But you have to pay for it.
And they are a credit.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. What do I look like?
Also, that would take you the entire year to get all of them on a credit.
Yeah. I'd have to buy credits, and I'd do that enough without any more reason. Sometimes I do the free credits for £18.
Skiddios.
But now I won't, because now I'm doing Libro FM. So I'm still doing Audible for the time being. I'm monitoring
how much
I listen. Yeah, because I have a very big Audible library, because I've been on Audible on and off for like 10 years.
I think if you stop your membership, you don't lose what you've already bought.
No, you don't. Because I've stopped and started. My library is like 120 books or something on there.
Yeah.
So
Apple Music, you lose everything.
What?
Yeah. It's the only reason I've kept it.
You know, you don't actually own the digital of anything. Like,
nope.
Like, what was it? It was
so I'd lose
PlayStation.
I'd lose all my playlists if I got rid of my Apple.
Yeah. PlayStation. Was it PlayStation? Yeah, I think it's PlayStation. There was a whole bunch of films that people bought on there, and then they lost the rights to them, so people just had those films taken off them. They don't get a refund.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, physical copies are unfortunately the only way to actually own anything. Like, they can do it on games consoles and anything.
Well, you know, they used to do those, I don't even remember, those leaflets that used to come inside Blu-ray DVDs.
Yeah,
she was like, get this, with this code, get it online.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was taking them from when I worked at a second-hand gaming store. I used to nick them from my dad.
Yeah.
So he got like loads of free codes to movies. My manager knew I was doing it, by the way, so don't, like...
I mean, yours was like a second-hand shop, so a lot of you would assume the codes wouldn't work anyway. So.
Yeah, or they'd be missing or lost or already used, whatever. So I was nicking them from my dad, and then suddenly they were like, yeah, we are shutting this down, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And he had amassed quite a few, because I worked there for a couple of years.
He probably hadn't watched them all or whatever.
No, my dad does get through his movies.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I bought a PlayStation game on eBay. It was second-hand. And it arrived. And my other half said to me the other day, did you use the code on the leaflet on the inside? And I was like, I didn't even try. I assumed that whoever bought the game would have used it. I still haven't tried. I should try it next time.
Yeah, you should try it. So many people don't.
Because you get a free...
Yeah.
Something, skin or whatever.
It's worth a try.
Yeah.
Because I used to nick a lot of codes out of the second-hand stuff. Nick, it's like sanctioned by my manager, so I don't know how much nicky it is, stealing.
Yeah, for anyone who's not British, nick means to steal.
Oh, yeah. So I forget, British isn't in our top, 10 listening countries, so...
I don't know why anyone else is listening to us.
I know, why did...
Don't we just abuse your country? Right.
No, well, Americans are dropping off from our top 10.
It's probably because I'm so mean, I'm sorry.
We've got Kenya and Ireland are in our top 10 countries at the moment, so
Ireland!
hi!
I just did a few books based in Ireland. There we go. I'll find some Kenyan books and I'll do that. Right.
Yeah.
Last one. This Woven Kingdom.
Oh, I really want to read this. I've got it.
Name, please.
Tahereh Mafi.
Thank you.
Or Mafi. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but on the
I would
Audible...
have said Mafi.
On the Audible books, for other books that I've got, they say Mafi. So...
This is the first in this Woven Kingdom series, and this is the author of the Shatter Me series, which Toni is working her way back through, so she's been talking about them on our wrap-ups.
Yeah.
So you got a physical copy of this one, have you?
Yep. It's behind me. It's on the Shatter Me shelf.
Acceptable. Right. Clashing empires, forbidden romance, and a long-forgotten queen destined to save her people. Best-selling author Tahereh Mafi. It's first in an epic romantic trilogy inspired by Persian mythology. To all the world, Alizi is a disposable servant, not the long-lost heir to an ancient Jinn kingdom, forced to hide in plain sight.
I love books with Jinn myths in. They're always good.
Maybe I should find you a list of them.
Jinn myth reckless. Yeah.
The Crown Prince Cameron has heard, or Cameron? I don't know. Has heard the prophecies foretelling the death of his king, but he could never have imagined that the servant girl with the strange eyes, the girl he can't put out of his mind, would one day soon uproot his kingdom and the world. Bum, bum, bum.
The cover's beautiful.
It is, yeah. Is that the cover? You've got that one there.
Oh no, I've got...
You've got
Yeah, wait, have I got the pink one? Oh no, I do have that one. I haven't bought the second one yet. That's what I'm thinking of.
Ah, yeah.
So the second in the series is out, and that's the one with the pink cover.
Yeah.
Woven threads or something?
The third one comes out this year. Yeah, these infinite threads, and then all this twisted glory, and then the fourth one doesn't have a name yet, but that comes out next year. Yeah, the second
I think this author, but with a bit more modern thing, would be quite good. Because obviously Shatter Me is very much of its era.
Yeah.
But I think the writing itself isn't bad. So I think a bit more modern, a bit less 2010s-y would be quite good.
And they've got a middle grade series as well.
Do they?
Called Furthermore, said the Raven. There's only 2 books in it. It's a duology. Furthermore, said the Raven. Right. That's it. We're done.
Bam.
Bye.
Oh, we're doing such good. We're doing so good for time today. We're like professionals or something.
Oh, I didn't go back to that one I couldn't pronounce. I might skip it. Let me see if my brain can cope.
Okay, go back and look, and then we'll keep this in if your brain says yes.
Kaikeyi. Why did I say it perfectly last episode? Because I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
Kaikeyi. I'm going to say that. It's wrong. But I'm going to say that. And this is by Vaishnavi Patel. I was born on the full moon under an auspicious constellation, the holiest of positions. Much good it did me. So begins Kaikeyi's story. The only daughter of the kingdom of Kekia, she is raised on legends of the gods, how they churned the vast ocean to obtain the nectar of immortality, how they vanquish evil and ensure the land of Bharat prospers, and how they offer powerful boons to the devout and the wise. Yet she watches as her father unceremoniously banishes her mother, listens as her own worth is reduced to how great a marriage alliance she can secure, and when she calls upon the gods for help, they never seem to hear. Desperate for some measure of independence, she turns to the texts she once read with her mother and discovers a magic that is hers alone. With this power, Kaikeyi transforms herself from an overlooked princess into a warrior, diplomat, and most favoured queen, determined to carve a better world for herself and the women around her. So yeah, so
That does sound quite good.
historical
I'm glad you
fantasy.
came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was just...
Got blocked.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope that at least one of them caught your attention, is potentially something you might pick up. As I said, it's not too late to join the Asian Readathon if you want to do that this month. If you want to have a excuse to read these books.
Sometimes it's nice to have a list.
Challenge yourself. Yeah.
That's something to motivate you to work your way through.
But yeah, read Asian all year round.
Ja.
If you would like to join us for our buddy read, we've just started a new book. We don't know what it is yet. We've not picked it. It will say on our Instagram.
Yeah, go to our Instagram.
Yeah. Come join. You can join the buddy read on Storygraph. You can come and chat to us about it in our Facebook group, which is Lazy Book Lovers Podcast, or come and chat to us in our Discord. The link will be in our bio and in our card. Please consider reviewing and rating us wherever you listen to your podcast. It will really, really help us. And we hope to see you next week. I can't remember what we're doing, but yeah, we'll see you next week.
Next
Thriller
week
Life.
Thriller Rex. Thriller Life.
Yeah, I'm literally going to ramble about thrillers.
She's been reading a lot of thrillers, and we decided to obey the hyper-focus gods.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming. Bye.